fill in the title and the tags.
Not sure what you mean by that.
Right, so there's this title.
Okay. And then, oh, this is weird. What is that? Do I need that?
Click it.
Nope, gone. Okay. So if I do a title,
I usually say like June live show.
oh, for the show, not for. Okay, so, what are we calling it? January?
June live show.
Oh, is it June already? All right, let's make June capitalized. June live show. Okay.
Something with the live show.
Do we do?
Click.
No, I'm looking to see if it has podcast in here. It does. Okay, and then say something about the show. What do you normally put in that? Because I usually don't come up with that stuff till afterwards.
The guys talked about Father's Day and other things. Oh, movie draft. The best thing is, if anything goes wrong with the podcast, it's your fault.
I take full credit. It's Father's Day. I always forget to capitalize stuff. Ducking autocorrect. Father's Day. And movie draft. Oh, that's not how you spell it. That spells NAD. I did it again. And movie draft.
Put this in the studio mode. That way you can have a preview. So.
Do you need me to check my mic or am I good?
You should be good. Ready to go? So, click that go live button.
Now?
Yeah.
You're gonna do it now? Well, let me get myself situated here first. Because we go live, like, then we're live.
Well, technically we're live on YouTube right now, but
We're already live on YouTube?
yeah.
You
Don't
can't
worry.
even see me. How come I'm not on camera?
Then there's no unlive.
What? Just go a little bit line.
I can move in a little bit too. Oh crap! Your chair has too many gizmos. Look at this. I feel like I'm hosting the Batmobile over here. Jesus. Okay. All right. You ready?
Click to go live on Facebook.
All right. What's all this crap up here?
Just
I don't
don't
want
worry
that.
about
I
it.
keep moving the mouse instead of moving the ball. Boom. Going live.
And then click the music.
I don't remember where the music was.
Just
Down here.
run
I got it.
through.
I got it. I got it. I'm hosting. I'm doing it. I got it. We own this. This is like our music now, right? That's ours. We have that. I love it. This it's like you got inside my brain stems and made this is if there was a party in my head and it was being DJ'd, this is what the DJ would play at the party in my head. This continues this one. I feel very hipstery listening to this. That's the wrong. I love it. I love it, and I love it, and I love it, and I love it, and I can't say how much I love it. I listened to it like 35 times on the way home the other day from work. I really did. Then I masturbated to it. I mean, there was other stuff there too. It wasn't just the music. That's weird. All right, we set to go?
Yeah.
Are you doing intros? Am I doing intros?
Yeah, I'm sharing this.
All right, go ahead and do your set. Welcome back to Stream of Consciousness, everyone. I am Joey Hyper Smoothie Stout. This is Joel Motown Cox, and joining us today is Dwayne Fancy Foo Holloway. So,
Why are you sitting in my chair?
I'm sitting here because it's the most comfortable chair in the room, and I'm the king of the podcast today, Joel. That's why. Don't ask ridiculous questions. Also, I may or may not have lost a bet. Although losing a bet gets me the more comfortable, cooler chair, I'm kind of okay with it. So this, because we had, well, we're going to talk about this. We got to go into the whole bet was over our fantasy movie league that we were hosting. Well, let me ask you, Joel, how do you feel the fantasy movie league's going so far?
It's going amazingly.
You think I think it's a tuna fish pea of a shit show is what I think it's become. I think it is absolutely just steam bucketed into not what we intended at all for
that's
it.
exactly what I intended.
Is it you intended for me, you, Dwayne, and Dave to play a game together and everybody else to watch? Because that's exactly what's going on right now. There's like 3 other people, and if you get I don't even know how to, I'm going to see if I can bring it up. I'm going to bring it up. No, I'm not, because I don't know how to get into it.
Other side.
I know how to do it. Look over here. No, this one here?
Go over.
Over?
Make a new tab.
You got it. Over is multiple directions, right or left. Pledge allegiance to the flag. That's your left. This is your right. Okay.
New tab.
Oh, I got to do a whole new tab for this?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna go into. Can I get into the fantasy movie league?
Under my account, but that's fine.
And okay, so just type in.
Type in fantasy.
Here's what I don't like about keyboards. Let me just get into this. Like, this is before, because I don't know where the F is, and I'm gonna have to hunt for it for a second. I will get there eventually, but it's almost like someone said, "Screw the alphabet. Let's go ahead and put everything in a ridiculous order." Like, what moron came up with this arrangement for a keyboard? We have an alphabet. We do not need to change it up.
The reason they created the QWERTY keyboards is...
I have a theory on this before you tell me the truth behind it. I believe that at one point in time it was an excellent father who was trying to humor his drunk 4-year-old who goes, "Daddy, I know how the alphabet goes." And he goes, "Oh, do you there, princess? How does it go?" And they were like, A, L, J, Q, P, the number 7. And he was like, "Sure, let's make that a thing." And then he tricked the rest of the world into believing that that was okay for us to do that. Because what a bunch of shenanigan bullshit this is, Joel. ASD Fantasy League. F. I got this. T. I'm finding them very quickly. I'm very proud of myself. Where am I at? There's 17 screens up here. Fantasy movie.
You can autofill.
Oh, is it already there? Okay. All right. So Fantasy Movie League. And see, on mine, I can't see previous weeks. Like, once it's over,
Well,
I don't catch any of it.
Show us what you're seeing.
Hold on. You calm down. I got this. Oh, hold on. I got to go down to web browser. This isn't so tough. Look at that. Ta-da!
Okay.
How easy was that?
So go down to the stream, to the...
Don't you tell me what to do. I can't even see the screen. No, I got it. Actually, I totally need to know how to do this. I'm totally lost here. You got a bunch of these things going on. No wonder you're so good at it. You got like...
Well, they put you into 2 leagues automatically, and then...
All right. Am I going down the wrong place?
Wait, I think you went too far. Go up. Go to the very top.
Hold on. This is... I don't like your mouse
Go
either.
to leagues.
2 leagues up here.
Yeah. Click stream of
This is gonna be the best show ever.
Click stream of consciousness.
All right, here we go. Boom, opened up. Do you see all of the previous weeks from yours?
Yeah.
Since you started, because I can't see squat on mine.
You gotta go on the computer to do it.
Oh, well,
Oh,
maybe
look at
that's
that, Joe. You're down by...
Hey, I'm in 4th place.
You're down by $45 million.
Out of 4. That's not so bad.
Oh, is that counting this week?
I can come back. I still have a lot of you.
So,
Listen, if you can make it up. All right, so let's.
Scroll up.
Oh wait, up.
Scroll up.
I'm going. Just the thing is so wonky.
Go to week 3.
All right, where are we at here? This over here. This week.
No.
Am I in the wrong spot?
Go down.
Oh, week 3. I see it over here. Okay.
The estimates came
I'm not familiar.
The estimates came in this morning.
And of course, Joel is winning again, only probably because he has so much practice. He's in like 75 different leagues right now.
I actually picked the perfect Cinebooks.
Whoa, I'm in 3rd. Dwayne, I'm in 3rd.
I'm in 4th for
That's
this week.
But here's what kills me. Super B-Mans, which I believe is my friend Gio, picked only Deadpool. That's it.
What means he didn't pick this week, and it took from previous weeks.
Oh, so it literally is down to just the 4 of us. Like, I was conservatively estimating that we would have 8 people, and I was like, if we get at least 8 people, but I was really hoping for like 20, and we managed to get half of my minimum number is what we pulled off here. So okay, well, let's take a look at this because I want to go. Actually, I want to go back to the beginning here. I don't want to start in week 3.
I'll be right back. I got my laptop because I can't see the comments.
Oh well, who cares what they're saying?
Because there are fans, Joe.
You know, I was.
No, all of our fans are in the room, Joel. I'm looking at it right now.
Sure, Dave's sitting there right now while I'm watching, yelling at us right now.
Dave probably is yelling at us right now. Dave's probably MFing me right now. Okay, look, first week we actually had some some giving here.
Participants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had his. I don't know who any of these people are. Is the other problem too. I'm kind of guessing at what we have going on here. And okay, so week one we did not do poorly. We had a decent bit of people in, and then I think that's when everybody kind of quit. Now, who is Scorpio? Who's our number one winner for week one?
Scorpio.
That was Dave.
That's Dave.
Mhm.
Okay, it pains me to say, but Dave won, and for the gift for the prize for week one is a $5 Walmart gift card. I got the one
Holy
with
crap.
the bicycle, and it's got a hammer and some tools and some weights because it looked very macho and manly to me. So I felt like that's like. It felt like it describes our show. Like, like this is like, if Walmart, the only way they could get more masculine than this is if they actually put a penis on the front of this one. So congratulations to Dave, week's one winner, $5 Walmart gift card. Congratulations, Dave. Couldn't be more excited for you. Joel came in second place, although because we host the show, we're not
getting prizes.
That's what I was feeling. Like I'm in the same boat there. So yay for Scorpio Dave. And if Dave's commenting, I'd like to know where he came up with the name Scorpio. Let's talk about that for a second. Like, where did you come up with Comrald's something you've had for a long time. Like, where did that name come from? Where did you?
So back in 2005, when I became a independent contractor, I needed a business name. So I took the words computer and world and mashed them together. It was like some bastard child, and came with Comrald.
So Comworld is computer world,
Yeah.
spelled RALD.
No, I basically smashed my like a car accident.
Okay, all right, and then you said, hey, sounds close enough to Comrald. I'm gonna go with Comrald.
Well, because apparently when you register a business, you should do it so that the name doesn't exist. So if you make up a word that doesn't exist, you can get it.
I actually had a similar thing with way back when I had the website with all the different video games, the mesh of different video games, and I think it's still out there somewhere in the great world of whatnot is Bristox, which was because my friend, my buddy Brian, and our friend whose last name happens to be Cox, believe it or not. So it was his last name is Brindle, my last name's Stout, the other guy's last name's Cox, so it was Brindle, Stout, Cox, so Bristox. And it luckily came out that nobody owned Bristox, and that's how we came up with our name. Dwayne, I see you very cleverly came up with the nomenclature here.
That is my email.
Dwayne, oh no,
That is my Gmail
Let's
account.
not put that out for the world to see, because we have I don't. Oh man, I'm sorry. Had I only known.
You can change it.
I could use the.
Yeah, but now we just
Email.
put it out into the it's out there in the ethos, and everybody who watches the show, because that surprises me because we actually get like a ton. Like what our last live show had. What was our last? Not even our last live one. Our last one that we posted was like 700 some odd views here in the U.S. alone. I don't know what our Russian numbers are this month.
Our Russian numbers, actually, our U.S. numbers went up last month.
Do you know, Dwayne? Are you familiar with this? Have you heard the news that we've blown up? That we are more popular in Russia than we are here in the continental U.S.
We're now more popular in the U.S. now.
Oh, we are?
Mhm.
Oh no! Oh, no kidding. What's our numbers? Are they bad numbers? Because if so, let's
No, they're-
avoid that
they're
conversation.
good
Like if they plummeted, if they
So
just
we have like
nosedived.
4,000 from Russia.
Hey, let's go back to see, this is where we need to. Yeah, I keep forgetting to.
And change your tab back to the timer so we know how long we've been going.
You know what? Now I'm gonna go because now while we're looking at ourselves, I'm gonna look at the next one because I'm gonna keep cutting back and forth because our audience was literally watching that screen for. We're gonna talk about the movie picks and what we chose and why we chose them and such too. So our numbers are good. Numbers are bad. Numbers are indifferent.
The number's good.
Numbers are good. All right. Are we still in the thousands?
Oh yeah.
Really? That amazes me because.
Checking right now.
But out of all of the thousands of people that listen to our show, 4 of us decided to play along with the movie draft. But now, I don't think a lot of people realize that we are doing weekly prizes. I am going to continue to do weekly prizes, continuing moving forward, because hopefully then we can get people to jump in and build from there, because I still have not given up hope. I have not lost faith in
So
this
now-
just yet.
Interesting.
No, that's okay.
So we've got 35,000 hits from the U.S. and 3,700 hits from Russia. So America's catching on to Russia's.
Nice. That's awesome. That's huge for us.
What is BR? Brazil?
That would be Brazil since it's highlighted.
Oh yeah, look, we have a little map there. I'd show them the map, but
Then Denmark, some country which will not be named, it has a hyphen in its place. Great Britain, France, Lithuania, Latvia.
We're getting around.
Listen,
Korea, Japan.
we are getting around. We're like that girl that I had a crush on in high school. Yeah, that's my only thought on this is that it's got to be that there has to be some reason behind this.
It can't be bots.
We're definitely not interesting enough to be that popular. This show is nowhere near that good. I'm certain of it. It's got to mean something. Like SOC's got to be like an acronym for something dirty, but like in another language or something. Or like maybe that's like their version of what bukkake means or something. Like people are probably watching our show with their pants down, then disappointed after the first 5 minutes. Also, like that girl from high school. Never mind. That's a different story altogether. But yeah, I'm still skeptical how we are so popular with so little feedback. Well, we must just not bring in a crowd that wants to participate. I'm thinking that's probably what it is. We probably have like all like that, which this wouldn't surprise me in the least if the majority of the bulk of our crowd are like the antisocial type of, not in the sociopathic sort of way necessarily. Although maybe, I don't know. Please don't kill us. But more like in the kind of doesn't want to get involved in society and just kind of wants to just listen to our podcast and hope we leave them alone. You know, like whenever you get that phone call and you don't recognize the number, so you just don't answer it. I feel like that's sort of like the relationship we have with our podcasters. They're like, just leave me a message and I'll check it later kind of mentality. I think that's where we are. I think that people don't want to contribute as much. Probably why. Although prove me wrong and hopefully win maybe another $5 gift card.
I've been trying for a while about this prove me wrong thing.
You know what I don't like about sitting over here? The lights on me make me look super duper pale. I just saw myself in the camera and I'm ghostly white over here. This is too, can I do that? That
If
doesn't
you do
help.
that, you're going to mess up the background.
Fine, forget it. We'll live without it. Alright, so let's go to,
It's only one episode because you lost your bet. What was the bet 2 weeks ago, Joe?
the bet it wasn't even about, I think, who won or lost. I think it was just a matter of what was going to do better, Deadpool or... I don't even remember the bet, to be honest.
So, it was the first weekend of Solo.
Okay.
And you said to me that Deadpool 2 would make more money that weekend than Solo.
And here's part of where I got lost in that thought, too, was when we do the movie trivia thing, I keep saying movie trivia, when we do the Fantasy League, the movie Fantasy League, they had Solo broke down into, not just like the weekend, they had it broke down into, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or whatever the days that it breaks down into. So it was more of like a daily thing. But even on the daily, I don't think Deadpool did as well as Solo. Which, have you seen? I'm assuming you guys have seen Solo, right?
I've seen both.
You've seen both?
I've only seen them.
Okay, well, I won't ruin Solo for you, except for I will tell you this. It sucked. No, it didn't suck. It was a really great movie about a dude who looks nothing like Han Solo, sounds nothing like Han Solo, acts nothing like Han Solo, is in a situation that Han Solo probably couldn't have and should have would have been in, but didn't necessarily have to be in.
See, I disagree with you.
I did not like this dude as young Han Solo at all. I like him as an actor. I thought he was a great actor, and I thought the movie was really good. It was really well written. The action scenes were all fun. It was a good, fun movie. It wasn't Han Solo. You look at a young Harrison Ford, and you look at whoever this guy is. Which I'm not even going to bother to learn his name because he was that bad.
Eldridge.
Yeah. Okay. What is it?
Anton something with an A. Eldridge.
Yeah. We'll go ahead and not worry about that. Academy Award winner something Aldridge is in this movie, and he's good. I don't dislike him. I'm not downing him as an actor or anything. I think it was a poor casting choice. They could have cast him. Although I'll tell you who I loved, and I think everybody I've talked to has loved, is Donald Glover as Lando.
Of course.
He's just unbelievable. He plays Lando. Like, he is believable as Lando. Like, he is Lando to me. I love it. I hope he gets his own spin-off movie. They should have made a Lando movie instead of a Han Solo movie.
Nope.
Yes.
I had to know how the Kessel Run went down. That's what he had to know, was how the Kessel Run went down.
Whatever. Okay, great for the Kessel Run and all. Which I would have rather that stayed a mystery.
In the movie? Yeah.
In the Solo movie?
Did they explain the discrepancy of parsecs actually being...
Yes, the
They
distance
did?
thing rather than a
They
time thing.
covered that?
Because that's and everybody thought, because I didn't realize.
Boy,
My boy.
I didn't know, and I'm kind of like in that. I'm sure the majority of people didn't know.
Dwayne and I, when we worked together, what's the guy? I can't say his name now because I can't remember it. The physicist dude.
Oh, Neil deGrasse
Yeah.
Tyson.
He got on his high horse about how parsecs was a unit of
Measurement.
and not time.
It's a distance thing, yeah.
And some Star Wars nerd like schooled him about it. And it was
Schooled Neil deGrasse Tyson on it. No kidding.
Mm-hmm. It was awesome.
Wow, you gotta be. Well, here's the thing: is this dude knew one thing that Neil deGrasse
But that's all it took.
What the hell is his name?
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Neil deGrasse Tyson. Which, I mean, good for you. If you know the one thing he doesn't know, then you get some props on that one.
He leaves himself open though
Yeah.
a lot. Like, that dude's a hater. Like, he would have that segment where he's like, send me a question, and people would send him like fantasy questions or like science fiction questions, and he'd be like, all right, well, first off, if that was even real, then why do you have a segment about, asking people to send you in those questions if you're just gonna like hate all over
If you're just
it
gonna
and then
beat
tell
them
them how
down again.
stupid it is, and then maybe possibly answer it afterwards?
That's.
But that was a sweet one.
He's an incredibly intelligent guy, and he does know quite a bit about a lot of. But I mean, he's very specific. Like, he doesn't know. I wouldn't assume that he knows a lot about, like, say, plumbing,
He
or.
probably has trouble like setting like the clock on his microwave.
Yeah,
But, like,
yeah,
he
right.
could, like,
He's kind of got like that
some weird-
Einstein genius
Yeah.
thing going on, where you're not certain he could tie his shoes, but I would never call if he says this is what it is. I'm gonna go, okay, I trust you, I believe you.
Unless it's about the Kessel Run, in which case.
Unless it's about the Kessel Run. I bet he knows better now. I wouldn't argue with him now. But yeah, no, that's fine. But yeah, they do cover that in the movie, and I don't want to ruin it because it's a new movie and we have rules.
People
on
die in
that.
the movie.
Oh
Well,
no!
I heard about the
Who dies in the movie?
The big cameo at the end. And
Oh,
the
yeah,
internet
that's right.
ruins everything, no matter how
Yes.
hard you try to ignore it.
Right.
But like, it just seems to me, like, especially for someone who just absolutely loves Star Wars, that like,
Yeah, you got the.
yeah, it's unnecessary. Like,
That wasn't a drug reference. You have a tattoo on your arm. Like I was like.
It's just like, it seemed like a peculiar, like, I realize Disney's everybody's gonna get a movie that's gonna be like Oprah handing out books and cars and shit.
You get a
That's
movie. You
fine.
get a movie. You get a
But
movie.
like, I would have figured like Boba Fett, Yoda, Obi-Wan Kenobi, like even Lando, which
That's-
I would have absolutely loved, like far before like Han Solo. And as you said before, like that's a no-win situation. No matter who they got to play that role, and I heard the kid did admirably, but like, you're not Harrison fucking Ford. Like,
Yeah.
No matter
Oh,
how
no,
hard you
it's-
try,
that's-
nobody is that cool.
Those are too big of shoes to step into.
Right.
Like it's not a character that's been played by multiple people enough times that you could step into something like that. Like, it's not like many people have played Batman, many people have played James Bond. There's only one Han Solo. It's Harrison Ford. It's always been Harrison Ford. Even throughout all the different movies in Star Wars, there's never been, like, you can change out Obi-Wan and people are like, okay, we accept that because we went from major differences. But to step into someone as admired and loved as Harrison Ford as Han
Is he
Solo,
really that loved?
Harrison Ford, he's the golden boy. Who doesn't love Harrison Ford? He's not. We're not talking
His
Mel
ex-wife.
Gibson. What?
His
No.
ex-wife
His ex-wife. Well,
that he cheated on with Carrie.
not Carrie Fisher. Don't you dare say he
Carrie
cheated on-
Fisher.
No, he did not.
There's
Is this
Him
bullshit?
and Carrie
were smoking-
Fisher
they were smoking
had
some
to do
blunts.
a lot of
First of all,
extracurricular activities
Here's
on the
okay.
sets.
All right, fine. But here's what I'm gonna say about that. If you are married to Harrison Ford, imagine a world where you're the woman married to Harrison Ford, and he says, "Honey, I cheated on you." You go, "You asshole," and he goes, "With
Dave
Princess
Dave
Leia."
Boucher's wife hates Harrison Ford.
My wife does not. Who? What? His wife hates Harrison Ford?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm not going to argue Dave's wife because I don't know her. But I'm saying if Harrison Ford says I cheated on you, honey, you go, "You're an asshole, you son of a bitch," and he goes, "With Princess Leia," you go, "Oh no, I get that." Like, that's a hall pass, right? Don't you get that one? Listen, if I could travel back in time and and Princess Leia was like, you want a little bit of this, big boy? I'd be like, yes. And then I'd call up my wife, and I would go, honey, guess what I just did? And she'd go, high five. Not over the phone. She can't high five over the phone. But you get the point that I'm making. I think that's a hall pass. I think you're allowed. I do not begrudge him that. I didn't even know that. I don't know how I didn't know that. I'm fairly certain Princess Leia in her gold bikini was my first erection ever. Let's move on from there. Quiet off the room.
So anyway,
Anyhow,
I think the bet
John,
was
time for a Joel
That's-
transition.
the bet was that Solo. would be
Oh
better.
yeah, is that what we were talking about?
So
I forgot. What
at the end of the day, Solo made $86 million, and Deadpool made I think $43 million.
yeah,
that
like
weekend.
half of what
Yeah.
Solo made. I didn't lose the bet by a little bit.
So the
But
bet
then-
was.
okay, and then at first I was just kind of talking a little cocky, as I am known to do sometimes. So I kind of like, no, Deadpool was gonna kick, because I really didn't think the Solo movie was gonna do that well. Because even before I saw the movie, I knew that this guy didn't look and sound like Solo. So I really thought that was gonna stumble it and hurt it a bit. But I also knew that Star Wars has a huge following, and I knew I was gonna go watch the movie, even knowing and feeling the way I did about it. So I already kind of anticipated that I may lose this bet. And then whenever you said, hey, you want to make a bet? I went, yeah, okay, fine. Why not? All right. Because now I gotta stand up. Like I put my balls on the table and I went, look how big they are. And then I had to
Did you
defend
not
them
think I read
blindly.
the numbers on this bet?
I assumed you did some
Do
research
you
and stuff
not
on this.
realize I don't make a bet I don't win?
But then your terms were, we can either talk about whatever I want. If I win, we can talk about whatever I want on the show. Which I'm like, we do that
No,
anyways.
I
There's
would talk about whatever.
No, well, okay, but normally I rope you into it
And
anyhow.
you know,
'cause-
my terms of no religion and.
I know, but that's stuff I don't want to talk about anyways. I just like making
But
you
I know
uncomfortable.
I knew you'd pick something to be uncomfortable.
I really was thinking about what it was I would talk about if I did win the bet, but I really wasn't thinking too hard on it because.
So I thought, how can I make Joe's life miserable?
But then you're like, or you can run the tech side of it, and I'm like, I'll click a couple buttons. Meantime, we're probably running all dead air right now. This is just the three of us having a conversation. And
So far, no complaints.
just because Dave's the only one commenting back, and that's the only reason we know
No,
the show has not
Tara
fallen.
and
to-
Dave both.
Oh, good. So I haven't. So far, I clicked like 2 buttons though. I went from one screen to the next. Which, speaking of which, let's go back to the. This is week 2. We're gonna look at week 2 now. Okay, so week 2 we have Joel. You actually took first place, and again in second place is Scorpio Dave.
So Dave wins the second gift card.
Dave does win the second gift card, and we'll get back to that in a second. Dwayne, congratulations on number 3, and then Sock Monkey Joe, yours truly. That was the week that we had the bet, or was it the first? It was the second week.
It was the second week.
Meantime, here's the really screwed up part. Am I on week 2 or am I on week 3? I'm on week 2, I think here. I made that bet with you, and then as you can see here, my pick for the movie after I made the bet with you on week 2. My first choice is a Solo movie. I didn't even pick Deadpool. I literally bet against myself here. And then we have Super B-Man, which I correct me if I'm wrong, and if you're watching the show, please comment in. I'm pretty sure it's a good buddy of mine, Gio Miller. I believe Gio had that one, but he left a bunch of blank screens.
He needs
And
to get back in the game.
I don't know who Angel Love is.
That's
Angel
Tara.
Love 99. Oh, is it Tara?
Tara got to play.
Tara, your wife, Tara, literally quit after week 1. You couldn't even convince your own
No,
wife
I
to
forgot.
play along. I almost did forget, but I was in charge of posting. I've
You
been
have to
really
download-
bad
well,
with.
if you download the app, it will harass you every day.
Oh, see, mine's not. Oh, you know what? I'm making my picks after the first. I have got a heads up. All right.
Well, what happened was, like, I have the app on my phone now, so it's like, hey, on Saturday, hey, estimates are in. Sunday, hey, estimates are in. Monday, hey, you need to make a pick. Tuesday, you better make your picks. Wednesday, make your pick. Thursday, 24 hours to make a pick. Friday, I can put my picks in. You got 2 hours to put your picks in. I'm like, I already did. Leave me alone.
Mine doesn't get me after I put my picks in. It just once it's there, they're done.
Did you
That's
turn?
it.
You probably turned notifications off.
No, I still get notifications. Mine it just gave me one saying that estimates are. Are we all done now, or it's going until the end of today?
End of the day, but the estimates are in for.
Yeah, we're pretty much done.
If you go to week
Because
3.
really, if you look at the numbers,
We'll go to week 3.
we're not. I'm on. Oh, I just didn't cut yet. If you look at the numbers on week 3, we are pretty much. There's a huge gap there. You won it by a landslide, with 2 solos and then a bunch of Avengers, and then Dave went with Ocean's 8, which I was iffy about. I really wanted to pick that one, but I was worried that it might have been too much hype and it wasn't going to actually perform well. So I avoided that one. Then he went with Avengers, Upgrade, which looks really great. I thought that was going to do a lot better than it did.
Awesome, by the way.
Life of the Party with Melissa McCarthy, and I think that's going to kill it. And a couple Overboards, which is still performing well, which I'm kind of shocked about. I did not think that was going to do as well. And then there's me with Solo. I really kind of I swung back into the Deadpool thing, I think, and maybe this was like its comeback week. Like it's already been out for a handful of weeks, so most people who are Deadpool fans are going to see it. But then I started talking to some friends and such, and they were like, I haven't seen it yet. So I'm thinking, like, it still has a chance. And I do think next week, being Father's Day weekend, we may see another little backswing on that one. I think it might come back and do some good again.
You're being much misogynistic about Ocean's 8.
No, whoa. First of all, I'm misogynistic for totally different reasons. I didn't think Ocean's 8 was going to do well, not because it's a show about women, although if we want to get into that, I mean, you look at, like, Ghostbusters, how it was a predominantly male show, and then they tried to revamp it as a female driven show. It didn't do well because all of the majority of the background of the people that fell in love with that show it was a male-oriented thing, and I felt that Ocean's 8 was going to have a similar problem where you look at Ocean's 11 and Ocean's 12 and Ocean's, whatever, all the Oceans that came out before, they were heist films, and that's not really something that draws a strong female audience. So bringing in had they done separately, did a female heist film, I think that maybe it might have had a little more teeth to it. I would have anticipated to do so, but tagging on to the whole Oceans
Joe's still
idea.
talking of his ass right now.
No. I just that was my thought behind it. It looks good, but it doesn't
I'm
look.
not seeing boobies. This movie sucks.
It doesn't look Ocean's 11 good. Ocean's 11 was a great movie. So you take George Clooney out of the mix and you put in, a lot of great talent. I'm not downing any of the talent.
Yeah, again, Terry disappears. Ghostbusters are great. You suck.
The new Ghostbusters movie was horrible. It was absolutely terrible. I expected it to be really good, and it was not. That failed miserably, and I don't think it's because all the people, like, there was all that premature hype to it where people were like, it's going to be bad.
Interrogate the crap out of Joe for being an asshole.
I'm not being an asshole. The movie didn't perform well. I didn't make up the numbers. The movie sucked. Not my fault. It did perform terribly. So all right, so we're in week 3 now, and I do not have a gift for week 3, and because I didn't realize who had won second place for week 2, week 2's gift card is also a Walmart gift card, because I ran out and grabbed these this morning before I came here. I had full intentions of stopping at a couple places, but then I also had full intentions on watching a whole bunch of season 6 of New Girl. I'm getting caught up on that because that's my show. I love that. It's my jam. So that's why it was only one stop. Walmart, $5 gift card, $5 gift card. So congratulations again to Dave.
Very happy with those gift cards.
Yeah. I don't know how we're gonna get them to him. So you're in charge of that. That's not technical.
So let's talk about strategy.
Okay, all right. Why don't you go first, since first place winner here? Why don't you explain to us what your strategy is? What are you coming up with? Are you, like, running numbers? Or is this a math game for you?
Numbers.
You're sitting there with, like, a little calculator and
I
stuff?
have money going the shit out of this game.
He probably wrote a script to, like, calculate it.
Did you? That's cheating. Wait a minute.
It's actually really cheating.
Maybe it is, but at the same time, it's definitely cheating. This is like,
I talked to
remember? Whoa, no.
I talked to Dave on Friday,
Okay.
and he said no because I wrote the script. It's my logic. It's the same thing I do with my spreadsheets. Because before I wrote the script, I would do a spreadsheet. I'd get all the box office.
I'm feeling lawyered here right now. Like,
I knew you'd come at me about this.
I was absolutely going to come at you
what I
about
do,
this.
I get the box office predictions.
Okay.
Multiple sites. I run some averages. Make a column. Take all the movies from the week. Make a column. I take all the movies, how much they cost. Make a column. I take the money it costs, divided by the prediction of what you're going to make. I get my little ratio. I then make a spreadsheet of 8 things with $1,000 to the budget, and I keep putting them back and forth until I get the perfect connection.
This is like so much effort you put into this. This is like, you didn't just like,
Actually,
you didn't do the monkey blindfold throw darts at the board.
You know how long all this takes me?
How long?
20 minutes.
Are you kidding me? No, now that you have the program all set and everything, right?
No, before doing it by hand.
still, this feels like a little excessive. Like, because here's the thing. You remember whenever Words with Friends was real popular and people were playing that app, but
They
then
were
like
downloading the dictionary.
yeah,
app.
there was that one app that you could like put the letters in and it would tell you the words that to
Yeah,
use.
but I actually-
This feels like that.
But here's the thing: I have to go out to the websites. I have to get all the box office predictions. I got to figure out which predictions I believe and which one I don't believe. I put them in the program.
I really have no defense on
It's
this
not
other
like
than
I
I
did-
feel
it's not
like
like I sit there and
it's
hit play, so-
right. You're not wrong here.
And
You
now,
just-
in order to use my script, it takes me 2 hours.
what?
To run through every permutation, it takes about 2 hours.
But you're not putting those 2 hours in. You're like putting in the number and then waiting for it to like search and figure all
the
this
thing
stuff
to write
out.
the script, a day and a half.
I'm still that still feels like cheating.
How's that cheating?
I don't know. It just feels like cheating. So all right. So Joel cheats. Dwayne, what's your go? How do you approach this?
Well, I've been going with like trying to just spread out the films. And like really like picking like there might be a sleeper like something like I actually banked on the fact that
I was there
Ocean's 8
I was there once to win.
yeah was
I tried.
going to do well
I
and it
used
didn't.
I used to go to Rotten Tomatoes. I used to go to all these different places to figure out what the buzz was. Was it gonna be good? Was it gonna be bad? And none of that worked.
Like even the you know like and then I took a gamble. I was like Ocean's 8, I'm like super expensive movie, first one I bought. Then I was like, that's why I have this week, I have 5 theaters with upgrade in it because that's pretty much all the money I had left. That Ruth Bader Ginsburg documentary or whatever has been performing solid, so fill that out.
Is that really doing well?
Oh, here's the. Oh, you want
I mean,
crazy?
for
You
a
want
documentary.
crazy? Go to the web.
Okay. Starting off a new page.
Yeah. Go to Box Office Mojo. Because Dave and I were talking about this the other day.
Okay. I love that you can hear how slow I type. Mojo.
Mojo.
That one.
Yeah. Type in RPG.
This is. I'm so glad I'm doing the tech part of this. In the search.
Yeah.
Down here. Okay, so RBG. Something's binging at me.
Yeah, that's Dave. Dave's busy visiting his grandfather at the hospital.
Solo slumps in
No,
second
don't worry
week.
about it. Hit RPG.
Well, where am I hitting
Oh,
RBG?
you're going too far.
Oh, just right here. Okay. 9.
And now go to weekend.
All right.
These numbers are crazy because May 4th through 6th, it made $500,000. It then made more money the second week. I'm guessing it was a limited release.
It was
So it made
initially.
more money. And the following week, it made more money. It kept making more money for 4 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Normally, the decay average is 50%. And it somehow beat that for the first 4 weeks. And that's why it's still in the movie draft.
So it's doing. Because I don't even know what this movie's about. I've never even heard of this movie. I have no idea what's going on with it. Did I just cut to or from us? Okay. All right. Well, I don't know. The audience either was staring at that for a long time or not at all. But it didn't look like a movie that I thought was going to do any kind of decent.
The
Honestly.
first couple weeks, it was my filler movie. I throw that in at the very bottom.
See, here's where I
Because
went.
the one thing you kept screwing up on the first 2 weeks was you didn't fill out your movie Cineplex.
Well, and I thought that
You thought that $2 million isn't that big of a deal.
I really did. I thought that the loss that I was going to take for not filling in
never
that
is.
space was going to be better than the money. Because I would have had to get rid of something big that I had picked. And I really thought better to make a big pick, more money,
Nope.
than to lose that pick and have
Because-
to pick Overboard 5 times in a row or something.
So the other thing I would do when I made my spreadsheets, I would find the cheapest movie, fill the whole thing up with that movie,
Okay.
so I could figure out how many I needed. So I think RBG was like $10 million this week. So that means I needed like $60 million to fill out the thing if I had 2 really big movies, and then I'd just swap out
The low budget ones with
Yeah.
something bigger budget.
until
I
ran out
got
of
you.
money.
See, I do, and I'm still going to. I'm not gonna use your crew.
Moneyballing the shit out of this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna use your Moneyball method over here. What I do is I pick movie. I go through and see price, the value of the movie, because
Yeah.
everything that is we're picking for the like the 99.9% of our audience that didn't play along. You have so much budget to work with.
$1,000.
You have $1,000, hypothetical dollars to work with that that you then, and every movie has a cost to it. So I really kind of like weighed the options, which ones. That's what I think part of the reason why at the 1 week that I didn't pick Deadpool, because I didn't think what they were asking for it was worth what I thought it was going to produce. So that's why I dumped it.
The movies that come out, just because they come out doesn't mean they're going to make money.
No, right.
And like this is the first week I've gotten the perfect Cineplex for a thing. Because Tara had been playing this for like a year and a half, off and on, like just doing them week by week.
Right.
And it was just me and her playing. So, I mean, I put them in just to figure it out. But like after a while, I'm like, how do you get the perfect Cineplex? And like, it's truly random.
I do the I did a similar thing like how you picked how Dwayne picked Upgrade because he really thought that was going to be like a sleeper one where it was going to pop and it was really going to make just a butt ton of money. I did something similar where I thought because I was iffy about Upgrade. I figured it was either going to just crush it or it was going to bomb. But I think either way it's going to be a great movie. I think it's going to be that movie that people are going to maybe catch.
It has a great twist.
Well, I think once it gets like on video, I think it's going to be a movie that's going to like just slam the daylights out of DVD and Blu-ray. But I think as far as theater goes, like how I was saying, like how our audience is not necessarily the up and participate type. There's a certain genre of people
I'll check it
that
later.
that
My buddy Jeff did a review because he does. For some reason, he started doing movie reviews on Facebook.
okay.
And he did a review and he loved it too. So
See, I think it's going to be a great movie, but I think it's going to be very. It has its own niche market. Like I don't think it's going to be a great movie for everybody. It's not going to be like a summer blockbuster movie. It's not going to be that movie that everybody wants to go see. But there are a select group of people that are going to watch it and go. I think this movie's not going to get its recognition until it hits video, until it's streaming on Netflix and things like that. It's going to be something that underperforms, and then people are going to go, this is the movie that you missed that was a great movie, like underappreciated movie. It's going to make its way on lists, and then all of a sudden it's going to pick up a whole lot of steam later on. I think it's really going to get recognition for it that way. It kind of puts me in mind of, what was that movie where it's all from the first person, something Harvey Danger, Hardcore Henry. It kind of puts me in a similar mind of something like that. It's like Matrix meets Hardcore Henry, but without that whole jiggly camera thing going on.
It was better than Hardcore Henry.
Yeah, but I think it's going to have like that particular audience that's going to really just nail it.
So here's my question for you: movies are based on. I hate when they do like Solo had a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday review because it was also a 4-day week, 3-day weekend.
Yes.
So how do you pick which night to pick?
Well, and that's again, you gotta look at what you're walking into. Like for this weekend coming up.
Is, would you Friday, Saturday, Sunday? What day do you think most movies are seeing? What is your theory?
It depends on the weekend. Like this weekend coming up, Father's Day weekend, Sunday's definitely going to blow the rest of the week out of the water. If you compare the numbers, let's say Solo. Let's take Solo because I think that's a movie that kind of across the board, it's going to do well on Father's Day because a lot of fathers are not necessarily Father's Day. Being a father myself, Father's Day is not about me. It's about me doing something for my kids, where they tell me it's for me, but I get to pay for it. And I think Solo is something that a lot of fathers are going to say, okay, I want to go catch a movie with my kids. What can I go watch? Can't go take them to Deadpool 2 necessarily, depending on the age of the kids and the fathers and such. So I think Solo is going to have another nice bump this upcoming weekend. So it's definitely going to be another one of my picks. But I
not a holiday weekend.
Well, I mean, is Father's Day really technically a holiday?
But you're saying because of Father's Day.
Because of Father's Day.
What if it's an average week?
Just a random. I would assume Saturday's probably the best day. I mean, it feels like that's the most likely to go out because Fridays people work and then not everybody wants to go out. A lot of people work evenings nowadays. Saturday's still typically, generally the monster portion of the population a day off. So Saturday's still kind of date night. That hasn't changed. Sunday's the day where you're like, we're not going out because I got to get ready for work tomorrow or whatever. Like Sunday's kind of a recoup day. Recovering from being drunk on Saturday.
Yeah, do a podcast on Sunday.
Some people do a podcast, but that's a sit in the house and listen to a podcast thing. Like that's, although I'm not sure what our numbers are now, but I'm willing to bet. I've noticed that when we go live, our numbers will be relatively not low, but lower.
Yeah.
And then as the week goes on, those numbers skyrocket throughout the week. Like our numbers, even like Facebook and all of our numbers, they boost later in the day or the next day. So Sunday morning is not, Sunday in general is kind of like a get laundry done and do that kind of thing. Maybe you do listen to your podcast, maybe you don't. But in general, I think Saturday is date night, and I think that's the day that's gonna boost the most. If you have to pick one day, pick Saturday. But the other side of that is, if you, like on this, where they have it broke down Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or whatever days it is, you're going to pay more for Saturday than you do for Monday.
Yeah.
Which is why when we did pick Solo, you and I both picked Mondays, because we got more bang for our buck out of it.
Ryan, what day do you think?
Saturday. It's definitely Saturday. Like Friday, it's like you come home and it's kind of like, we doing this, we not doing this.
Yeah.
I don't know, and then like, so you do whatever, sometimes you just don't do anything, and then Saturday, it's like, boom, hey, got the whole day, like, gonna go see this movie, gonna go do this, gonna go do that. If the girlfriend was hassling you, or she got home from work late, or you got home from work late, or you're both tired because the week was rough, got all day Saturday, and then Sunday, you're just like,
yeah, and if you get done work on a Friday night, you're not taking your Bumble date out to a movie. Saturday's
Bumble dates go out.
I don't know what Bumble dates do. I'm too old to understand how dates work anymore.
By the way, what about The Incredibles?
What about The Incredibles?
Coming out this weekend. Father's Day weekend.
This weekend?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Then I'm going to say that's probably going to be a huge blockbuster. I think that's going to be a show. Because that's a good movie too. Like, I mean, I haven't seen the second one, but the first one was a good movie, and I think it's something that parents in general are going to want to go see and not hate taking their kids to go see. So I think it's going to slam it. I think Sunday for The Incredibles, if that's a pick, if they break it down, that's definitely a great pick to have. I think you have to go with Incredibles because it's going to be Father's Day, so fathers are going to take their kids out to go see it. Plus, Incredibles, how long ago did the first one come out? That was a good bit ago. It was quite a few years ago.
5 or 6.
Why don't you
5,
look
6
it up,
years
Joe?
ago. I'm on it, Joel. But I think that how do I get a new tab up here? There it is. And do you have IMDb saved? You do not.
Type in IMDb. It's 4 letters. Why do you?
Because I don't know where the M is,
Guess
Joel.
what? You typed in INM.
How do you?
It's not gonna work.
How do you spell IMDb?
Yeah, with an M, not an N.
Anyways, IMDb. Let's go to that. The movie came out a little bit ago, so I do. I'm terrible with this.
It's right there.
No, that's the second one. I'm looking for the first one.
Mr. Rogers movie's gonna crush it.
2004. Okay, so
14 years.
yeah, let's talk about Mr. Rogers too. There it is. Why is that not cutting?
Have you seen the crazy
There we
Jim
go.
Carrey thing that's coming out too?
I saw a little snippet of something, but I didn't really know what it was. Okay, so Incredibles came out 2004. No, that can't be right. 2000 and
So IMDb is a liar.
That's
where
right.
did it go? Has it been that long?
Yes, it's been that long.
It does not feel that long. Where did it go? How come I lost it? It's not up
Because
there.
you stopped typing. Go back.
Oh, okay. What is going on here? Joel, just keep posting a podcast. How do you spell Incredibles? E.
Jake,
Oh, that's why I put an A in there
A's
somewhere.
in there,
There it is. The
Yeah,
second one down.
2004.
Second one.
All right. So 2001 is the first Incredibles movie. The problem isn't the running the tech side. It's that I don't know how to type. I can't work
That's
anything.
part of the tech side.
It's spelling is the issue. All right, so 2004, the first Incredibles movie came out. So that's, 14 years ago. So people who watched that, if you were 18, 19 years old then, there's a solid chance that you now have kids of your own.
Yep.
Possibly, not necessarily, but possibly, that you may have kids of your own. And that's something that you are going to take the kids to go see because you yourself are going to want to go see the one. Or even if you don't have kids of your own, you might want to go see the movie just because a lot of adults do watch a lot of the Pixar and the Disney and all that stuff. They always do well. It's like along the Star Wars line. Even if it's a terrible Star Wars movie, it still crushes at the box office because it's friggin' Star Wars. This is Disney, Pixar, or whoever's in charge of that now. So that's going to do well just because they know how to market, they know how to sell a movie, they know how to get butts in the seat. So Incredibles is gonna kill it this weekend for sure. I believe so.
Let's see how you do.
What's that?
Let's see how you do this weekend.
All right. You want to do another friendly wager?
I don't
Hey,
know.
I know the rules on blackface. What's the rules on whiteface? Like if I want you to dress up and do an entire show as Donald Trump, like What's the law on that one? Is there any stipulation on is there?
I'll allow it.
Dwayne says it's okay.
I don't have my numbers yet, so I can't make any bets.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Mr.
actually,
Cheater Pants.
I can't. I don't know what we were talking about the other day, and then everybody was going off about Roseanne. We're not going to get into that.
No.
But then people were like, "Oh well."
We're not getting into Roseanne?
No.
Oh, that's,
But then,
that's one of my
everybody
PowerPoints
was
here.
like, "Oh well, remember when Jimmy Kimmel did the Karl Malone thing, like where he got and like put a Karl Malone jersey on and like did the whole thing like," and I was like, "Yeah," and then like Anne, like she was referencing somebody, and then she was like, "This dude dressed up in whiteface, like, is that okay?" And I was like, "Yes." I'm like, "That's fine." And then she was like, "I wondered if that went both ways." And I was like, "Well, here's the thing." I'm like, "It's not nowhere near as offensive." I'm sorry. Like, if it goes from the black to the white, I'm like, but if you go back the other way, I'm like, call it a double standard, call it what you want to, but like, it's just fact that like, that's, yeah, it's...
Well, and here's the thing: is the reason that blackface became such a negative connotation and became such a horrific, not okay thing to do. Don't you even start? I'm standing up for this one. No, I believe was because it was literally taking away jobs from talented, capable African American. From the black community that was totally capable of playing these parts in I believe it started I want to say vaudeville, but I could be mistaken on that one.
No.
Oh, do we?
I'd like to point out that Joe made a point did not involve boobies.
Yeah, I was getting there.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm so far. It's still early in the
I
show.
was wrong. She was talking about Drake. Pusha T put that diss track out. Like, Drake should seriously rethink his life. But on another note,
There
I
was
guess...
more journalistic research in that.
Yeah,
than
like,
any media.
Drake was doing a skit wearing blackface, and he was actually doing the whole, like, dressed up like the clown and stuff.
That photo was on the internet for like 11 years,
Yeah.
and nobody knew it existed.
Well, I have mad issues with that kid. Like, it's almost like a how much time you got, buddy type of thing, so I don't want to get into it. But, like, that's actually what she was talking about. But, like, the black guy doing blackface, whatever. But, yeah, I just, and Joe is right, because, I mean, like, you think of, like, the jazz singer, and I can't think of the guy's name, but he's up there, and he's like, "Oh, man," like,
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was thinking, like the whole mammy thing. Like, but it's a whole different direction.
Yeah.
You can't compare those two things. They are, in a way, they're apples and oranges, because what happened with white people doing blackface was derogatory. It was offensive. It was taking away from the ability and the talent of.
Did you mean to show that, or are you trying to find something?
Oh, is that's on the show right now? I keep forgetting to cut back. No, I was looking for.
Not so easy.
I'm kind of glad it didn't come up now, because I'm not certain how okay that would have been. But yeah, now coming the opposite direction though, it's you're not taking anything away. I don't think at any point, like if someone who is black, if Morris Chestnut puts on whiteface and does a movie or a show or does something theatrical, then what are you going to say? Like, you can't go, "Oh, that's not fair. There's so many white actors that could have played that better," right?
That in the movie Tropic Thunder, Robert Downey Jr. dressed up in blackface, and no one said a word because of the full retard speech.
How did he get past that though?
The full
Like,
retard speech is why.
that doesn't feel like it justifies it. That feels like it makes it worse.
I think that he got by with that for the fact that, like, one, it was a comedy, and two, like, him actually doing that in that movie just basically proved how much of a hypocrite his character was. Like how he has the whole, like, at the end, like, when he breaks down and he's talking to, like, Happy Jack, and he's like,
I'm a dude, playing a dude, disguised as a dude.
I mean, like, so I kind of let that go, but I mean, like, even, like, you go back to the 80s and, like, C. Thomas Howell did Soul Man, and it's like, who...
You got to move on screen a whole bunch more. No, I just realized that you're like, the whole show is
I
just
work right
your
over
right shoulder.
But, like,
You can pull the microphone in
The Wayne
closer.
Brothers and White Chicks.
Okay, yeah, nobody had an issue with that one, and it was really funny, and it
Anybody
was.
see that movie?
No, nobody saw that movie. Let me fix the camera.
Let me fix the camera.
I
Just push it back a little bit. So
Why don't
we
we
can
just
see.
do this?
All right, that works.
Alright,
Pull
Too.
that back.
Bring the microphone into
Bring
you.
it
Yeah,
over.
we're set up very poorly today.
Yeah, but
Because you're in charge of technicals, Joe.
I had nothing to do with
Anything
it.
that goes wrong today is your fault.
Gotta hire a
That's a
cameraman.
good
I will
man.
take full responsibility for it. I brought Dwayne back onto the screen there. That was you're welcome. We only did half of the show with Dwayne off the screen.
That's cool.
Yeah, but no, I think in White Chicks was a different thing entirely. That was more of like that was like along the lines in my mind. The way that I perceive it was what was the Tom Hanks Bosom Buddies. And
Oh,
Bosom
yeah.
Buddies were like I mean I'm kind of dating myself a little bit here with how old that movie is. But Bosom Buddies was
How
Tom
old
Hanks
was
and
the Muzzies?
oh that's an old movie. That's
Like
an
how
old movie.
old?
Like I don't know. IMDb it. Oh, is that technical? Is that for me to do? Damn it! I thought I closed that one out. Okay, so Bosom Buddies was how do you spell IMDb again, Joel? I got it. Calm down. Um, yeah, but it was where two guys dress up as women and then comedy ensues. And I kind of saw White Chicks with the Wayans brothers
Let's talk
along
about
the same. I can do both at the same time.
No, you
I want
can't.
to say, well, then you gotta talk. You gotta make a point.
Fine, I will talk.
All right, fine. Then if I'm in charge of the technical, you gotta be in charge of the talkie.
Fine.
All right.
So, anyway.
Hey, everybody enjoy
I've
their
never
dead
seen
air
these
time.
movies.
Why was Drake dressed up like that?
Because he was doing a documentary or something, supposedly. I can't remember. Because my one
I
podcast
spelled
actually
bosom
broke it
wrong
down.
again.
But the research they did, like, they found that he was with a French porn star and found out that he was a deadbeat dad.
Yeah.
Not only did he diss Drake, he dissed Drake's dad, Drake's mom. Like, that dude should be a journalist, not a rapper.
And, like, that Pusha is the most savage rapper,
Yeah.
one of out there, and like that's the dude you pick a fight with. Like
Uh-huh.
you're at home, like yeah, like I'm gonna fuck with this dude. Like I really disliked Drake, and like I felt bad for him after listening to that. Like, was it 1984? Was I right? 80. Oh, it was 81. Oh wow, 1980 actually.
Look at the braces on Tom.
Oh wait, no, I keep cutting the wrong side of the screen. Like, I'm pretty sure that all we've been staring at is an IMDb screen and me misspelling bosom, which I'm on the internet enough. I should know how to spell bosom. But yeah, 1980. That's a long time. And then Peter, what is his name? I recognize him. I know
What
him.
was the movie where the girl was a journalist and she
Oh,
dressed,
Peter Scolari.
Scalori.
she dressed up as a dude to like do some undercover thing?
Oh, one of the guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You see her boobs in that.
Johnny was in that.
Johnny.
William Zabka.
Who's?
From Karate Kid.
Ah.
Johnny.
Okay.
Oh, sweep the
Who's
leg,
Johnny?
Johnny.
Remember he keeps dumping the cafeteria tables when he gets mad?
What's his
Yeah.
name? Zane. Something Zane, right? Isn't that his name?
Zabka.
Yeah,
Tara.
Zapko or something like that. Something Zapko.
Zabka. William.
She's coming to Steel City Con. Pretty much the whole cast of Karate Kid is coming to Steel City Con in August, except for like Ralph Macchio.
Go ahead, keep talking. Don't you mind me.
So
Oh, so it's gonna be like Kreese and all them again, and Zabka, and Martin Cove.
yeah, like all the Cobras pretty much.
That's pretty cool.
There's a Cobra Kai movie coming out, right?
No, there's a YouTube series called Cobra Kai. Different.
Oh,
The first
okay.
two episodes are free.
Ah, William Zabka. Yeah, that was right.
Zapko. There we go.
Did you watch that?
I did not. I'm not a big fan of Karate Kid.
I know, and it hurts my
The
soul.
last
But-
time I watched, like for this last time I watched Karate Kid, my buddy Christian and I, Mystery Science Theater, the shit of that movie. I mean, I think the reason I'm not a big fan of Karate Kid, because Ralph Macchio's character is a dumbass.
Well, here's
Let me go pick on the karate guys. I don't know any karate. This is a great idea.
Well, it's an underdog tale. It's
It's an underdog tale, but my thing is, okay, let me go hide, learn some shit, and then kick their ass. Not let me go fuck with these guys because, I'll get away with it.
Hey, he tried though. He tried multiple times.
All right, no, but here's the thing. It's not a story about him winning the fight. It's more a story about him fighting for what he felt was right.
And then that's
It's
the
a
other
morality
too.
thing.
Like, you
See,
see,
there's my problem.
Joel doesn't believe in morality.
I
is the
believe in
problem.
revenge. I believe in I will sleep for 2 years learning how to get back at you and then tear you apart.
Well, he did learn how to get back at them.
Not the right way.
and it's more of like a coming to age. Like you see those like stupid videos. It's like it's like Daniel LaRusso was really the boy in the Karate Kid. Like no, like the dude had no friends. He moves to that school. He obviously has daddy issues because where in the hell's his father? They don't even bring him up
He
the
went
whole
over a
time.
pack of smokes.
Yeah. I'll be right back 10 years later. But then, you know, like he gets there, like he meets that girl, he's like, oh, he's like a friend. He has that other friend, and until he gets his ass, for like 5 minutes, and then he gets his ass kicked, and that kid's like, yeah, no, hanging out with you anymore, buddy. And then, but then, you know, like he's down, he's out, like those dudes keep fucking with him, and he could have just put his head down and whatever, but, you know, he messes with him back, he takes his ass whoopings, and then finally Miyagi steps in that father figure role and says, all right, like, here's the deal. Like, I'm going to show you a little something. I really don't want you using it maliciously. And that's, like, the whole other thing. Like, you know, he's like, I'm not going to teach you this and just go, like, jump out of bushes like a ninja and whoop all their asses. He was like, I'm going to get you up in this tournament. You can beat them the correct and proper way, like, while teaching him how to defend himself, but also all those other values. Like, that movie's a lot deeper.
Yes. That's Joel's problem. Is he doesn't like to learn a life lesson out of anything. He just wanted to see him set everyone on fire.
And you know me, Joel. I'm one of those, like, I don't care about the journey. The destination has to be the payoff. But that is one of those movies where the journey is just as important.
My thing is this.
if not
I hate
more so.
bullies. I hate bullies with a passion. And I love those movies where the kid gets bullied, he disappears, comes back years later and destroys them.
Like The Wraith.
The Wraith is a great movie.
That's kind of like a very Schwarzenegger Commando approach to movies. Like there's got to be a little bit of a different variety occasionally. I'm just saying, not all the time, but occasionally you have to have something that maybe veers from that. But that's you can't just. I mean, I'm all for like a revenge movie as well. I like a lot of movies where it's like, you did me wrong, so now Van Damme's gonna come back and do a split on the.
You should have finished me the last time you had a chance.
But I agree. Like, I think that's why Karate Kid did so well.
The one Punisher movie from 2004, where the guy was a weightlifter, so he gave the guy a grenade. I said, here, hold this.
Oh, the one with Thomas Jane.
Yeah, and he put the...
Which, by the way, the best Punisher yet.
And
ever.
basically, what the kid couldn't hold it forever, and the second he let it go, he got exploded. That's masterpiece.
Okay, but that's that character, and that's that story. And even that story actually had a lot of depth to it also. Like, it clearly wasn't going to win any awards. It wasn't like the best picture or anything like that. I'm not saying that by a long shot. But it had some depth to it where it was more than just him coming in as just this revenge character. Like, it's definitely that. It has that, but there's more depth to it where it's he doesn't just go in and kill. Because like, really one of the big things that he does with some of the characters is I can't remember. Not the John Travolta, but the other guy, like his second in command, where it was really well written the way they did it, where he kind of convinces John Travolta's character, which I can't remember his name, that his second, he kind of turns them against each other.
Exactly.
And really, like, Punisher doesn't kill that dude. He has Travolta do the dirty work for him. It's more psychological. Travolta turns on his wife, he turns on his friends, he turns on his family, and then the Punisher kind of cleans up the rest of the mess. So that's what, and I like that he did that. Like, that was a really cool, really well written, where it was revenge, but it had some depth to it where it was more psychological, and it said, it kind of brought out like the worst in humanity and how we can all be influenced by our own jealousy and thoughts and such. So really, you can dig into, and any movie you really can, but I thought that movie really set you up for sort of that an analysis of a scene. I mean, where it has that, and I thought it was one of the best Punisher movies. Now with the Netflix, the Punisher with what's his name? The new Punisher.
The guy, jackass from Walking
from Walking Dead. What's his name?
Something Bernthal.
Jon Bernthal. I love him as an actor, and when they said they were bringing Punisher to Netflix, I was like, that's going to be really tough, because I was diehard oh, no, I forgot his name. The Punisher we were just talking about,
Thomas Jane.
Thomas Jane. I love Thomas Jane. I really thought no one else can play the Punisher the way Thomas Jane did. For me, that was like so. I don't know why I defend it so much, but that was one of those things like how Heath Ledger will always be the Joker. He cannot be replaced. There are certain people that play certain characters that can never be replaced, no matter how much you try. Harrison Ford will always be Solo. Heath Ledger will always be the Joker. Thomas Jane will always be the Punisher for me. So when they said the show was coming out, I was like, nope, not gonna like it. They're gonna ruin it. And then they said Jon Bernthal, and I was like, I'm wrong. I'm mistaken. They found the one guy who absolutely can. No, I'm not done yet. Then I watched it and I went, what a piece of shit this show was. I did not like it. I didn't like what they did with it. They made him. He wasn't as badass as I wanted him to be. Like he was sometimes, and then other times he just wasn't. And it was too flip-floppy with his like where his ability was.
The whole thing that kind of bothered me with that series is like they took like his sense of self, like even like if you read like the comics and like the older movies, like the Punisher knew like where the line was, and like granted, like he would always push it or move it or redraw another line. Like that series, it was just he didn't care like about the fallout, about who suffered, about anything. Like you're going to like
and justify the
with like guys
thing,
that have like post-traumatic stress disorder, like ex-Marines like yourself, and you're going and you're like, yeah, man, come on, you want to help me go fucking kill some people? Like,
yeah,
like,
we're bringing in that kid. Yeah, that was
like,
yeah.
like,
What you mean?
No,
yeah, I absolutely agree. Like, and I didn't even think about that, and that's respect, but that's absolutely right. Like how they made him sort of just a little. Like it really was. It was like, and the Punisher's always. It has been like an ends justify the means kind of thing, where this is what I need to have happen, and I will not stop at anything until I get it. But there was sort of he has like a moral compass to a degree. His moral compass is totally off from
like,
most of society's. Probably not Joel's. Joel probably agrees with him 110%. Joel's basically just a handful of grenades and some military training away from being the Punisher. We're all aware of that, but. There was somewhat of like that he had that line that he did walk. There was a right and there was a wrong.
Drone strike kind of guy.
It was what?
I'm a drone strike kind of guy.
Drone strike. But yeah, he had a black and a white. There was not a whole lot of gray area with him, but that black and white was just a different tone than the rest of society. Like he sees a different line that you can and can't cross, and I didn't think they covered that well in the show.
He had daddy issues.
You know what? Maybe I don't know.
Because
You know what? In the movie though, in the movie version, the Thomas Jane movie, they kind of touch on that. Like just, I mean, I know you. I don't know if you were being serious, if you were doing a bit there, but in the movie, his father was in the movie, and there was sort of that. Following in his footsteps, sort of, like that sense of family and love and everything. And I couldn't tell you truthfully in the comic books if they ever cover that or not.
Smooth transition into Father's Day.
Oh, you want to go into Father's Day? Joel, just take a wild left turn like you always do.
I was trying to shift down from 5th gear to 4th gear.
So, all right, so let's talk about, let's go back to Father's Day then.
But real quick, Dolph Lundgren did knock it out of the box in the '89 film.
Yes, he did.
I'm gonna say we won't talk about the Punisher Warzone with Ray Stevenson.
Oh, what?
Man, I
What
mean,
was the one where he's walking down the street with like a rocket launcher? I'm like, hey, how's it going? Nothing strange about that.
I'm pretty sure
That was probably Warzone.
was
That
Warzone.
sounds like
I
Warzone.
remember watching that like a little bit after it first came out, just being like, "Oh, this movie was great." And then it was on about 3 or 4
Was
months
he there?
ago.
That's
Yeah.
not work.
And then Ann was like, "Punisher Warzone." I'm like, "Oh my God, it's a one with Ray Stevenson." I'm like, "It's actually like really good." We watched it.
Did you like that one?
I liked it the first time I seen it 10 years ago, and when we rewatched it about 3 or 4 months ago, I sat on the couch the whole time cringing,
Right.
and I could see her just looking over at me with such shame. And then when the movie ended, she was like, "You seriously thought that was a good movie?" And I was like, "I did the first time I saw it. I'm so sorry." And then
Yeah, that kind
I
of
don't
like.
know what, but yeah.
That was like Austin Powers did that to me. Like I remember, I remember going on and on and on to some friends. I worked with some guys that were a good bit younger than me, and it was like, dude, Austin Powers, and they're like, oh, I saw the first one, I think maybe, and I'm like, were you in diapers at the time? Like, and they're like, yeah, but I don't know, it was all right. And I'm like, dude, we gotta watch Austin Powers. And then it just so happened, like a couple weeks later, I happened to be walking through, I think Walmart or something, and I saw the box set of right, and I'm like, they're only asking $3, and I get all 3 movies. I bought it.
Didn't tip you off.
Oh my god! I watched it again, and I was like,
classic steal.
oh, it was gut wrenching to watch this. I'm like, how horrible are these movies? I couldn't even sit through all 3.
The first one came out, I was in high school, and I was, this is so great. So then somehow I got to college, and I got a copy of it on DVD. No, for VHS. Yeah, it was that long ago. I watched this, I'm like, why was it so good?
Was it really that bad that quickly?
It was.
I skipped. Like I remember watching it again, like in high school.
To me,
but then I didn't watch it for years and years and years
to
and
me,
years.
it was okay. Like it was funny, but like they were like, this is comedy gold.
Yeah.
We must put this in the archive so when people find our civilization, they can laugh.
There are certain movies that I can watch. I watched then, and I can watch now, and I can still go. I really still find this funny, and even like a lot of Mike Cuffs. I love how. I mean, every time.
Cuffs?
Yes.
Cuffs is one of those ones, and here the 3 people that have seen Cuffs are in this room. Like nobody else has ever seen Cuffs.
He could add track with who's next.
Russia's behind the times. They might just now be getting that released on VHS, but for the rest of society, nobody's seen the movie Cuffs. But it's one of Christian Slater's best works of art. It's definitely the best of his oeuvre.
Second behind Gleaming the Cube.
I didn't see that one.
Gleaming the Cube, where he's like the skateboarder and his adopted brother.
I saw it once.
He's like the outcast skateboarder.
Yeah.
And his brother is an adopted Vietnamese kid. He's
Isn't
working for this dude that runs a pharmaceutical company, but it turns out that the dude's actually running guns back to Vietnam, and they're going to start some revolution over there. His brother finds out while he's doing his bookkeeping, they killed the brother, so then he decides to go undercover because the cop, who is actually Manolo, who is Al Pacino's right-hand man in Scarface, like, won't listen to him. He's like, look, he's like, I fucking dude, I had my brother killed. He's like, man, you're crazy, you're a punk guy, and listen to me, get away from me. So he cleans up, he puts all of his crap away, he starts dating his brother's ex-girlfriend, gets a job, goes undercover, and then finds out about the dude running guns, takes the evidence back to the cops. There's all kinds of skateboarding montages. Tony Hawk and the Bones Brigade is in it. It's, I can't believe you guys never seen that.
I'll have to watch
I'll watch any movie with Tony Hawk in it.
Yeah.
Because that
And Christian Slater.
it's,
By the way, Hurricane Heist is now on Dish Network.
what's Hurricane Heist? What the hell is Hurricane
It's
Heist?
a horrible, horrible movie that came out like 2 months ago. It was in the theater for 1 week. So basically, take Hard Rain.
Okay.
This is exactly how
And Twister. And put them together.
And that's Hurricane Heist.
Yes.
Pass.
I'm gonna watch it. I gotta.
You let me know how that turns out for you, because that's not on my solid of to-dos.
I believe it's 600-mile-an-hour winds and $600 million on the line. Oh, mix a little bit of Fast and Furious too.
All right. Take Dad to go see it this weekend.
About Father's Day.
What are you doing with your dad this weekend?
I'm trying to do nothing with my father. My father will be 85 this year.
85.
My father is a curmudgeonly old man. No matter what you do for him, he's going to complain.
You should go take him to see The Incredibles.
So, in order to avoid him complaining, I don't do anything with him. And he can't complain because I've done nothing.
That seems like a foolproof plan, Joel.
It is a foolproof plan. It's worked for years until I got married. And then my wife makes me take him out for his birthday and Father's Day and stuff like that.
So she makes you go wrong, is what it is.
Yes.
You're blaming your wife for this.
Yes.
She's listening to the show. You're aware of that, right?
But
What about you, Dwayne? What are you doing for Father's Day? Do anything with Dad?
Yeah, both.
You're pretty close with your dad still, right? What was that? Did you just do a? He just did this. Yo, my man, slam dunk. I'm not sure what that was supposed to insinuate.
I don't know if that was some like weird cut or don't bring it up, but no,
Right.
actually,
Yeah, right.
my father and stepfather are both deceased, so no plans on that end.
I'm so sorry. I thought that.
No. I never, like, that was always just something, like, I would always try to just, like, take my dad out and be like, hey, you
I
know,
can't.
this, that, the other thing.
I don't
Top
have
right,
it.
read the comment.
Oh wait. No, go ahead. You gotta keep. We're
But
talking.
no, it was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Joel's taking his dad for dinner. He didn't know that until just now.
Yard work.
Yard work and dinner.
You always end up like replanting evergreen trees or
So
like.
consider this Friday after work. I get home. I'm like, I'm gonna take a quick nap, and I'm gonna go get ready for the podcast. I grab my phone, set my timer, I lay down, I set the timer for 7 minutes, so I can take a quick nap. 30 seconds! Phone rings. I need you to unload the pickup truck. Okay. Get more clothes on, go to the house. My dad has a pickup truck full of gravel.
I hope the entire drive there you were listening to Cats in the Cradle, though. Like,
Nope.
I really think that's... Can we take a second to talk about that, though? Because speaking of, like, fathers and Father's Day and everything, like, I am not a very emotional person. It takes quite a bit to get me worked up over anything. I watch movies, and even, like, in my softer age here now,
Stop.
and sensitiveness.
Did you cry at Babe?
That what?
Did you cry at Babe?
No, I don't cry at Babe. It's a movie. Yeah,
That'll
no.
do, pig. That'll do. Didn't make you cry?
Nope.
Dwayne.
Didn't cry at Babe.
I didn't like that.
I can't. There's not too many movies I've ever cried at.
I was like 5.
I can't name a movie that's really. There's very few movies that have ever made me cry.
But you were crying as a pig in it.
There was okay.
The hardy farmer goes, that'll do, pig. That'll do. Come on!
Well, here's the thing. That farmer was a dick. Like, oh, you're gonna develop feelings for the pig after it turns into like some show pig and like saves you and like bails you. Like, when initially you just wanted to like baconize him. Like oh.
Just wanted to bang
Now you respect him that he saved your livelihood and like made you look like a man and a savior to your family when you're actually a failure. Like no, like no love, no respect. No, like screw you.
We need to start doing Anatomy of a Scene like with Dwayne. That's you picked things apart so perfectly.
Yeah,
I really want to.
I used to spend a lot of time by myself, and if there's one thing I do is like analyze, overthink, and then just really break things down and get meaning out of them.
No, my favorite game to play with Dwayne and I worked together was, hey, what's Will Smith doing right now? And
I was gonna get
and he'll
into.
say, he's probably on the beach with that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air money. Like, he will tell you exactly where the money came from, that he's relaxing.
That, weirdly enough, I was actually heading into Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I swear to God, I was going to say, because there are only a few just either cinematic or moments socially that have ever really worked me up emotionally that I have. Like, there's times where I watch a movie and I'll go, like, that was a little gut-wrenching or that was a little sad. But there's very few times that a movie or anything has ever made me cry. Cats in the Cradle. If not having kids, you might not relate to it. My dad split when I was pretty young, so just a combination of all of it. That song comes on the radio and I go, this bullshit, and I turn it off, right? Like, because I'm a man, I don't need to. But if I listen to the song, if I have
When
to,
I hear that song,
I'm done.
When I hear that song, I'm like, how, man? It's my turn. Later.
I'm not. Okay, so there's Cats in the Cradle, and I don't know if maybe I was just PMSing or what, but there's this movie, Jake Gyllenhaal, where he's the boxer. It's Southpaw. Southpaw. If you haven't seen Southpaw, watch Southpaw. That was one with him and his daughter, and like the whole scenario of everything's going on with that. That's another one that like I'm watching, and it's a tearjerker for me for sure. Great movie just in general, but it was a movie like I watched on DVD, and every so.
Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, a lot of what. Actually, I know one of the guys that played the referee in that. Like, used to, but like I was watching on DVD, and every so often I kind of like just pause and go, I need to get a drink and just need a minute to use the bathroom, and I'm like, so. But the first time that I remember ever watching something on TV, and it literally it made me bawl my eyes out, and I had to get up and leave the room out of embarrassment, was Fresh Prince. Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you ever seen? And I'm sure
Father episode?
Yes,
Yeah.
when his dad leaves and walks out the door. And I don't know if that really was. I've heard different stories on it. I don't know if some of it was cover up or if it was true or what. But that was not scripted, supposedly. Like, that was legitimately, like, he walked out and Will Smith himself had this little emotional breakdown. And so when his dad, Lou or Al or whatever his dad, I think his dad's name was Lou in the show.
Don't say no.
But he walks out and he starts yelling at in character, and then just like lost it. And so whenever he like started to lose it, like he really got himself worked up, and that was a real honest moment that he had. And they were filming the whole time. And then what's the dad's name? Whatever. Mr.
Uncle
Banks, yeah, Uncle Phil. Uncle Phil was on, and then he came in, and like that hug they have, and that's all legit. That's like a real moment. Like that's something that really did supposedly did that. I think later on they tried to cover it up. They tried to say no, it wasn't true. It was really scripted. He's just that good of an actor. But the general urban mythology on that one is that Will Smith actually did. That wasn't Will the character. That was Will Smith the person who actually did respond to that, and it was just something like he just got carried away in the scene and had that breakdown. But I remember watching that, and this is like, God, it was like back in like the late 90s or something, or maybe mid 90s or whatever it was, and I remember seeing that, and I remember just like bawling my eyes out. Like I got up and went to the bathroom, and I sat in the bathroom just crying like a baby, going, "What's wrong with me? Why am I like this?" That was the first time I think that any movie or any show had ever made me emotional to that point. But it really is. If you look at it, Southpaw, it's the dad and his daughter, Will Smith with him and his dad, and then Cats in the Cradle.
I have different daddy issues.
The dad issues is what the problem is.
So, Terry and I
I'm not out whoring around at frat houses or anything. I'm not just bawling my eyes out at movies.
Meatballs,
okay.
and I lost my shit.
At Claudia the Chance of
You'll
Meatballs.
never guess where in Claudia the Chance of Meatballs I lost my
Not
shit.
even the slightest littlest bit.
When the dad is proud of his son.
Is that when you lose it?
Because I never hear compliment from my dad unless he's on the phone with somebody. If he's in the other room, he's like, "Yeah, my son did this. He did a pretty good job." I walk by. Well, I did this wrong. Well, I can't ever do anything right. What's wrong with you?
I'm proud of you, Joel. I'm very proud of
He
you.
never said this directly. Actually, 2 times he did. And the one time he got committed.
Oh, then his meds were off.
Yes!
That's funny.
I'll never forget it.
Not funny. That's more dramatic
I was in
funny.
college, and my dad had his hip worked on. Sarah has a YouTube link. We'll click that in a second.
No, if that's the Will Smith, no, absolutely not. I'm not falling for your bullshit, woman. I am on you. I know what this is. I'm not playing it. We're not watching this.
So I was in college, and I had a problem with my car. And it took me half an hour. I figured it out. And every Saturday, I called home. Talk to my parents. So my dad just had his surgery. I told him about it, waiting to hear him go, "Why don't you figure it out sooner? Or, the normal didn't cost or what?" He goes, "I'm so proud of you. I should get you a new car." I'm like, "That's okay, Dad." I'm talking, I'm like, "Mom, there's something wrong with Dad. I don't know what's going on. He's being overly nice. I don't like this." "Oh, he's fine." A week later, guess who's in the mental institution? Apparently, my dad does not do well with anesthetic. The anesthesia makes him bipolar.
Or maybe it just makes him honest. Maybe he's always harbored those feelings of love and just didn't know how to express them. Or maybe maybe he had an allergic reaction to the anesthetic. Could go either way.
I can't remember what the second time was, but I was like, "Wow, he said something nice to me."
We need to bring this to an upbeat note because we're getting near the end of the show, and I don't want to go out on the idea that.
What do you want for Father's Day, Joe? The perfect Father's Day.
Oh, the
Let me
perfect
guess,
Father's Day?
I can picture this.
You might not want to picture this one, Joel. Go ahead.
Kids go
There's no kids in this one.
to Grandma's house,
Okay, all right.
and you and Sarah get a hotel room, and the rest I'm not going to say.
Okay, you left out a few pretty important details.
Because I don't want to say it on the air, okay?
Right.
When a man loves a woman, Joe, that's a something you did in that one and that woman.
Well, no, this isn't when a man loves a woman. This is when a man loves women. I'm talking, I don't know what Gal Gadot is up to this weekend, but if she's free, I'm just saying she's welcome to swing by. We'll pay for the room. I'll buy drinks. She doesn't even have to do anything. She could just lay there. I'm not sure how her husband would feel about this one, but that's pretty much, that's the direction I'm going. Honey, if you're listening to the show, she's not, because she's, and if you care what I actually want, she doesn't. That's, it rhymes with menage a trois. Oh, wait, no, it is menage a trois. That's what I want. That's what I want for a Father's Day. Is that a Father's Day gift? I don't know how you wrap it. I know how you unwrap it. Schoolgirl uniform. Pretty much anything on the website yandy.com is pretty much where I want to, that's the direction I'm looking for this. Think furry convention, but with bigger bunny ears. That's what I'm working towards here, Joel. That's how Father's Day. What are you doing now? I thought I was doing the tech side. Get rid of that.
Tell them to text me, and I can ignore it.
No, it's Dave. He's saying you can jump on now, but we're back then.
We can do what now?
We're past that.
Do we need to end the show? Is it time to end the show?
Well, yeah, leave on a happy note.
I felt like.
Oh, you didn't talk about the music.
I mean, a little bit in the beginning. Okay, I want to get into that because that was awesome. We're gonna play that again because you were able to get us an audio file. We own this. This is our audio. This is ours now.
Yes.
Like we can play as much as we want. We don't have to. There's no royalties involved.
Nope.
This is done. It's paid for. It's finished. This is our audio.
Yes.
And I tried to explain to you what it was that I wanted. I was kind of going like, there's this idea that I have in my head, and I don't know how to take it from my brain parts to out of, and I'm not talented enough to play an instrument or to create something, but there was like, I just had this like particular beat and this rhythm and this sound that I wanted, and somehow this is it. If I could create what it was in my head and put it into sound, this is exactly what I have going on. So we got to give somebody credit for this one. Who was it that got this for us? Smurf and Joe. I love his name already. Where did we find him?
Fiverr.
Oh, on Fiverr. Okay, so anybody needs anything audio, whatever done, they should absolutely. I'm sure he'll be back again later though. So you find Smurf and Joe. Spell that. SMURFING. IN. Is there an I? Is there a G? So we need to find it. Because this guy, I mean, he knocked it out of the park. This is amazing. Like what he did here. This is just, I love it. I love it so very much.
What is Fiverr?
Fiverr's a website that, okay, oh yeah, no.
I would be one of them.
Joe. SMURFINJOE.
Okay, and that's, I mean, check him out because we are not going to ever credit him again with that. That is our song now.
It's a beautiful website where people will say, I will do X for $5. So I will write you a piece of music, I will write you a research paper, I will write you reviews. I used to actually do work on Fiverr back in like 2011.
Okay.
I used to do the iOS and Android reviews. So people would send me a copy of their app, and I'd write them an honest review about it. And then I'd leave a review on their app. So what you can also do is up the price. So I actually paid $15 for that because it was a 30-second instead of 15-second. And then you can also do extras and revision and whatnot. So like, say you need a logo for something. Fiverr.
I wanted to listen to it again while you tell the story. Go ahead.
So basically, you can find people to do more than anything. Why don't you go to Fiverr.com right now, Joe?
Because I'm too busy dancing to our theme song. I love it so much. It makes me feel so good in my heart. That's just, he really did, like, that's exactly, like, the beat itself, like, that's where I was, like, I can't believe, like, did you give him anything to work off of on this one, or what did you tell him?
I don't know what you told me.
I don't remember what I told you, so, but that's...
I want something about the Fratellis, Henrietta.
Oh, we better be careful where we dance on that one, though.
Oh,
That's, I don't want to,
like
okay.
it's on the
It
same.
is, it actually does have a very similar kind of,
It's similar,
sort
but
of
it's not the
feel,
same.
but it's, okay. But yeah, no, he really did, he brought to,
Because
like, what I
basically,
wanted.
That was like their intro thing ish, but there's more instruments in the Fratelli one. That's just basically playing the guitar.
Yeah, he did great on it though, and I love it, and I'm glad we
It's
have
almost
it.
like getting a MIDI version of
Right.
Louis.
All right, we here
Joe's
we go.
happy,
Check out.
so he can finally shout about having interest.
I've wanted that for so long, and that was like such a big deal for me that we could get into
Click
that
over.
one. What did I do?
Click over so they can see it.
Oh, is that it? Oh, you were already on that before. That doesn't even look... Okay. All right, so first let's talk about how J717 doesn't look like you, but he's a black guy wearing a Bazinga shirt, which immediately made me think of you whenever I saw that. But this is... Okay, so you can go through on Fiverr. Where am I at here? I always lose the mouse because I forget that I'm on multiple screens here. Okay, so you have... I will create custom intro music for your podcast. I will produce podcast intro. There's a lot of podcast intro stuff, so it's okay.
You can actually go other places because that's probably the last thing I search for. So that's like.
Okay, all right.
But you can go to graphic design, digital marketing, writing installations. If you wanted him,
What's this guy's name? SMURFING.
There he is.
Smurf and Joe. Okay.
So. You can get like.
Let's give him some credit here. Because look at that.
Copywritten.
No
He
way.
looks professional.
He does.
He's from the UK too. So what
He
happened?
looks like he's from the
So what I
UK.
did was I went to Fiverr. I typed in like the whole.
He looks like he's from a boy band or something. Doesn't he look like he belongs on the Disney Channel?
So he also has like since his machine's down, he's got like this. He has pre-done royalty-free music. So click that first gig.
He's got very high. He's all 5 stars across the
Go
board
back
here.
to the top
Look,
and you click that first gig.
first gig. Where do you see first gig?
Yeah,
Oh.
130
Oh.
reviews, 5 stars a year. I'm
Down.
doing your job.
See the
Where?
books to the right, up, left, down, down.
Where are you
Right
pointing?
there. Your mouse is
This.
over. Click it.
That.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's got like royalty-free music that he's already written, but I wanted like what we wanted. So if you go down,
Okay.
he has a link to SoundCloud. You go too far.
I don't know where I'm going here. I don't see. Oh, okay, so SoundCloud right here.
Yeah.
Listen to
So-
tracks here on SoundCloud. Okay. Oh, do we really want to play any of his stuff?
Yes.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
Oh wait, you have to copy and paste this kind of stuff then,
Yeah,
huh?
so highlight it.
Ah, wait, I
The
lost
whole
it.
thing.
I lost it. Stop yelling at me! You're making me nervous.
You yell at me all the time when I'm doing this shit.
I do. You're
Okay.
supposed to be an expert on
New,
this.
no, new tab, new tab, new tab.
Oh, we have to go. So we're gonna come back to him later, huh?
Yes. Paste.
Okay. Look, I knew how to do that. With your ridiculous alphabet. Oh, there should be a keyboard where the alphabet just the alphabet.
So
Like, why do we not have that? Why are we not funding this? Like, what about
Because
should be a keyboard for normal people?
because actually the
because
Dvorak keyboard's the most efficient keyboard there is.
this is not more efficient. All the whole alphabet's all over the damn place. So none of this makes any sense.
So if you click one of the songs,
All right, so which have you heard? Which
Yeah,
one did you?
doesn't
Oh,
matter.
you know, I want to hear something. Oh, wait, a dubstep or ukulele? I kind of love a ukulele, so we're gonna go ahead and listen to some ukulele here. This is good too. I like
Preview.
this. Now he's got a good. He's a very talented musician. I like this guy.
Preview.
All right, let's jump.
Preview.
Let's see how. Let's see what he is. Say. I'm
Preview.
digging Smurfin' Joe. I'm kind of sick of hearing preview over and over again.
well, that
No, I understand that. But here, okay, so I would absolutely, beyond any doubt, recommend Smurfin' Joe. Not necessarily just Fiverr, but I would go to Smurfin' Joe for any of your music needs.
Yeah.
Anything you need.
So
'Cause
what
that's,
happened was I went on to Fiverr and I found a bunch of people. They range anywhere between like $5 to like $50 for a 30 to 60-second intro. So I went in and I messaged the first couple guys that were like fairly cheap. I said, hey, here's what I want to do. Can you do this? How much it's gonna cost me? Because instead of like going through the whole song
Right.
and dance, I'm like upfront how much. He goes, $15 for 30 seconds. Okay, how long
he
does it
he
take?
actually overshot. I think he gave us 40 seconds
He
even.
said 3 days. He did it in 2.
No kidding.
Mhm.
So he's overperforming.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like this guy a lot, and he really did. He knocked it out of the park. He did an amazing job on it, and so that's that, and that can be our plug for the week or a month because we had another plug set up to a charitable event, but I wasn't able to follow through and get all the links and everything for it, unfortunately, because we got a little backed up on that one. So Smurfin' Joe
Well,
on.
I do have a charity thing we should do. You should hug your father this weekend, except for me, because my father doesn't care about that.
Your
kind of
father might punch you.
Actually, usually that's what happens. I go to
slip
hug
him
him, he
some,
goes like that.
Slip him some anesthesia and see if
No,
he wants to
no,
hug
no,
you.
no, no, no.
Why? He was lovey-dovey back then. Okay, so forget about how you hug your dad or don't. Nobody cares about your dad. Happy Father's Day, you sons of bitches. But go see Smurfin' Joe, SMURFIN Joe, and I wonder if he has his own. Does he have his own website that they can find him on?
Fiverr kind of doesn't like that.
Okay, well
Well, I'm sure if you have
hopefully-
some Google Foo skills, you could find the man.
And if Smurfin' Joe is listening to the show, which I hope he is, after he just created our theme song that we adore.
you know what, I'll send him a link to the show.
Yeah, send him a link to the show. Send him, and we're gonna be playing that every.
And
beginning of
David
the show.
joined us, even though I told him he didn't have to.
So, but I would say go to Smurfin' Joe. Hope he has a website. If he does, we will put a link for him later. You dig into that one, let me know, and I'll copy paste it to the comment section below later on this week as we find out. Hopefully he's reasonably priced, and if he's smart, he's going to bump up his prices because he's definitely well worth it.
No.
So-
We need to keep these prices cheap because I got another theme song I might want to buy.
All right, well, hurry up and get. He'll probably give you a discount because of us promoting him. So, but to everybody else, he should be charging more for it because he's a super talented guy.
We'll go with that.
So, all right, well, thanks for joining us, and come back in next week.
Oh, by the way, Dave, you won 2 gift cards.
Oh yeah, no, did we already not cover that? Oh, Dave wasn't in earlier.
No, Dave. I told you to visit your grandfather.
Oh, that's right, you did say that. Okay, yeah, congratulations to Dave for his Fantasy Movie League win, and we will have again this week. It looks like Dave might be going for a 3-peat here.
Yeah. Let's see if Dave can do 3-peat. Hey,
then,
what is the? Go back to Fantasy Movie League.
Okay.
Because if he's in, I'm betting he's in 2nd place.
Right now, I'm pretty sure I saw him in 2nd place. I don't see. Here we go. This is it.
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
Dave's he's carrying strong. I'm fairly certain because with Joel actually taking 1st place, but Joel's a cheater, pumpkin eater. So we are giving the win to Dave. Multiple weeks in a row. I think we have 7 weeks grand total. We are probably, I don't know if we're going to be giving. We need to bump up the numbers to justify giving away prizes.
No, you
consistently.
take the prize every week.
Yeah,
So-
well, okay, but maybe they might be start to become crappier prizes then, because this is join us in the Dave Wins a Prize Fantasy Movie League tournament.
Hey, we can still bump up his game.
Yeah, no, there's definitely some.
Yeah, but
Now,
then
you know how to
even
cheat.
if he came in 3rd, though. I came in 2nd and you came in 1st, he would still
But you
technically...
wouldn't that week.
Well, this for the following weeks to come. Anybody who wants to jump in can still take 1st place for the week.
Yeah.
At the end of the 7 weeks, is a prize.
yeah.
But there's weekly prizes as well. So there's weekly prizes, and then there's also the 7-week prize. And this time we did the Walmart gift
I'm
cards.
just here to show you how it's done.
But the following suit, we may change the prize. It might be something different next week. We'll find something though.
Look,
And we'll announce that all
I'm
next show.
telling you right now, there's a chance I will not be in 1st place next week because I have a feeling Incredible's going to be spotted over 3 days.
You have a feeling what?
My script's not going to do too well with 3 days because you got to pick what days are the best day.
Aw, boo friggin' who, you can't
There's
cheat.
a lot of good films coming out in the next couple of weeks, so it should be very interesting.
It's gonna get real good
Jurassic
here real soon.
World, Mr. Rogers movie.
I think Jurassic World and The Incredibles are going to throw a monkey wrench in all the system. I think that's really, they're going to start running.
I
neck
heard
and
Jurassic
neck.
Park's not doing too well.
No?
Nope.
Well, we'll find out.
But people are going to go see it.
No, they're gonna
It's
see it.
awful. Yeah.
But it's not going to be. It's not going to bring as much money as I thought they would.
I don't know, but you know what? Maybe that'll be our next friendly wager. We'll find out. We'll see. Tune in next month to find. Well, tune in next week to. We'll do. We won't have updates by then, but next, check us on Twitter. We'll have updates throughout there. We'll also update on Facebook, and we will get you all caught up. Next live show will be the final, the whole all shebang, right?
Yep.
Is that the end of the 7 week?
Mhm.
So next live show, next month, whenever we do our live show. So watch Facebook and Twitter we'll post the dates when you're going to see us next.
Yeah, and definitely watch us on Facebook, on Twitter, because Joe and Dave and I go back and forth over the movie draft.
We do have a little bit of fun on Twitter. We like to have fun here. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you next time.
You gotta.
Oh, I gotta hit the end live thing.
No.
What?
You hook your music. Play your music.
I wasn't gonna. Okay, we can use this play out music, but it was more intro. I would have started it earlier had I known.
$15.
We're gonna be playing it 100 times an episode.
Another $15 you can get outro music here.
You know what? As you gave me the crash course on how to do all this, the one thing you didn't teach me is this it over here? Is that how I end the video? All right. So
So that one.
I don't want to click it yet because the music's
And then at the bottom, you do the other ones down there.
stop recording.
Yeah, those 3. Hit that one, and hit the stop button.
We'll see how it all works behind the scenes, everybody. Now we're all experts on it. Bye, everybody. Love ya.
And down. Quickly.
What a shit show
Quickly.
this is becoming. I don't know how to do it. Where is my mouse?
Stop. Hit the stop buttons.
I don't have
We're
it.
still live on other stuff. Stop.
That.
Yeah, the other one. Stop the other one too.